Hi, how are you? Say hi.
Hello.
All right. So today, it's a beautiful day. It's just beautiful. All right. So today I'm going to talk about a book. Okay. And the question is, what are the 7 habits of highly effective people? Some of you may have heard of this book. Some of you haven't. And if you're looking for a book to read, then that definitely is a highly recommended book. And they even have versions for teenagers. And I bought a copy for Jay when she was about, I think, 13 or 11, I can't remember. But definitely a highly recommended book. Now, the reason I like this book is because it's very applicable. It's very applicable to what we do. It's very applicable to being a leader. It's very applicable to managing your life. I know it's a big word. And but this book to me is very complete. It's very complete, and I'll go through the 7 habits and with you. I'm not going to delve in detail about it, but I think that it's a very good basic fundamental book that I think everyone should read. Everyone should read. Unfortunately, the author, which is Professor Stephen Covey, I think passed away. I think maybe quite many years ago. But anyway, I was very lucky enough to attend the training back when I was with Motorola. So I was very happy to attend. But the thing is, I attended it about 2 weeks before I left. If I had a regret, I would have said, I wish I would have gotten this training much earlier in my career. And the training is not cheap, by the way. I think it's about $3,000. And it's about 3-4 days of training, which was very, very complete. They gave you a diary and everything. But if there's one regret, I would say, I wish I knew this earlier in my career. And that's why I bought the teenager version for Jay to read, because I probably would have liked that she learned these 7 habits as early as possible. And I think as I go through the 7 habits, you will know why. And why do I recommend the teenage version? Because the bigger pictures and there are bigger letters and so because the adult version is so many words. Okay, so you might fall asleep. So the 7 habits. Now I'll just go through them because I think it's very applicable. So the first habit is be proactive. So be proactive means, the word proactive means do things first, right? Take that initiative first, and in this be proactive, it's a very bold statement in a sense that we want to be responsible, to the things that we want in our lives. So being responsible in this first habit was very key. And it's true, to be a leader, first of all, you probably need to be responsible. You can't just say, blame it on somebody else. You probably have to say, okay, I need improvement. It's something that I need to do. It's something that I need to change. I think that's probably one of the big steps of being more mature and being more to grow up, to develop personally. So that's habit 1. Okay, now I'm really cutting it short, but I just want to go through this. And habit 2. Habit 2 says begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. So what does it mean? Well, I can think of habit 2 as if forgive me, but if something were to happen for you, let's say you lived up to 80, 90 years old, and people were to come to your goodbye party, right? Goodbye party. what would they think of you? What would they say of you? What would they remember you as? And so that's partly habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. So what do you want people to remember you by, so that what you do today will create that memory or create that vision? So it really means that, have a mission. Have a mission. So I think as I was working in Motorola, I never thought of a mission for my personal mission. What do I want to do, or what do I want to become? So this was a wake-up call. What do I want to become? What's the end state? What's the final thing? So that was important, and I think that's very important for a lot of people too. Because it's not just about work. What do you want to do ultimately? What do you want to create for yourself, and how do you want to be remembered is very important. Habit 3. Habit 3 means put first things first. Put first things first. So when I say that this training was very complete, it's complete because they even gave you a diary and taught us how to use a diary, how to manage, not time, but how to manage priorities. And if you manage priorities, you'll be able to manage time. And one of the important things, put first things first, was every day we have 24 hours. And the idea was to schedule the most important things to do first. If the most important thing for you is family, then schedule that first. If the most important thing is to go to work, then schedule that. Those were the big rocks. And then after you schedule the big rocks, the most important, then you fill up the rest with things that are less important, less of a priority. And if you do it this way, you'll be able to do much more than just do whatever comes to your day. So that was very, very powerful. And okay, now we're into habit 4. Habit 4 is think win-win. So think win, I think everybody knows what that means. It's like how you work with other people so that not only you win, they also win together. So it's not as easy as we think it is. There are some wisdom, and there are some things that we probably have to sacrifice in order for both sides to win. But I like the idea, because for both sides to win, the answer lies somewhere else. It doesn't mean I take less or you take more, or you take less, I take more. That means that the answer lies somewhere else, and we have to think about how that answer is created. So that causes us to focus on a different plane, which could be outside the box, which is awesome. Habit 5 is seek first to understand, then to be understood. Talking right now. Yes. It was a cut grass. So seek first to understand, then to be understood. So a lot of times we want to say certain things, and we keep saying what we want to say, but without understanding what other people are saying first. So the thing is, seek to first to understand what they're saying, then to be understood yourself. So I thought that was very good. It means understand other people first before, saying what you want to say. I think which is important, but I'm talking. No, of course, no, cannot. No, I want to burn the grass. And habit 6, synergy. Synergy means 1 plus 1 is more than 2. And so that working together with others creates exponential or even more results than we would think that 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So synergy means how to use the best of everybody to multiply and create even better results. Right? So that's pretty cool, isn't it? That's habit 6. So last habit 7, is sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw. And I'm sure you've heard of this quote before. He says that if somebody wants to cut a tree and they only have 5 hours, they would spend 4 hours sharpening the saw. Because if you sharpen the saw, then you probably will save more time cutting whatever that you want to do. So it really means that we need to constantly improve ourselves, go for training, read books, sharpen our mind, and really protect this body. And even exercise is sharpening the saw, making yourself more healthy, more productive, and more effective as a person, so that you can do what you can do. I mean, you can be brilliant, but if your body doesn't work with you, then you're not going to go anywhere, isn't it? So sharpening a saw is to protect your mind, your body, making sure it's effective so that you can do the things you want to do. Now, I spent a bit of time talking about these 7 habits, but the cool thing about these 7 habits is that the first 3 habits actually deal with myself. being proactive, being responsible, thinking with the end in mind, and putting first things first means, how do I manage myself? So I like that one. It's how to be independent. So for my daughter, how to be independent. Because the next tree requires you to be interdependent. That means you're working with other people. How can you work with other people if you are not independent yourself first? So I thought that was brilliant, that the first 3 habits make sure that you are independent, then you can work with other people, because other people definitely want to work with people who are responsible and, you know, put first things first. So that's why it makes so much sense. And of course the 7 is encompassing everything else. So that's my little book summary for the 7 habits of highly effective people. I love this book. I recommend it to everybody. When I see a parent, you know, if I remember, I'll say, hey, you know, recommend, you know, the 7 habits of highly effective teenagers to their children, because I think it's such a fundamental training or personal development book that kind of sets yourself right so that you can work with everyone else right. And it has the right values and the right ways of managing priorities so that you have more time, and thinking with the end in mind. So it has all the good stuff. Mind you, the book is this thick, and of course if you read it you might fall asleep, so you can watch some YouTube videos of a summary. They do it really, really well. They draw it out like a cartoon, and of course there's many other translations as well. So I hope you liked my little book review. Pick up the book yourself. You know, if you have nothing to do, read that book. If you haven't read that book, go read it. I think it's just awesome. And for anybody who is young, you're starting to work, you know, getting your work, and you just graduated, read this book. My advice is to read this book. So if you have anybody, friends, who's interested to, you know, don't know what to read, send them this link, recommend them this book, and tell them, you know, and let them hear what my feelings are about that book. And I think they'll enjoy it, and it will give them a head start in life, especially about themselves and with other people, which I think it's so important. All right, so hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for joining in. I can't see who came in today, but anyway, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in a couple of days.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. Take care.